everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast, starting with a movie review. I went to see Bros, the new Billy Eichner movie, the gay rom-com, and it was funny, and also sweet, and there's a scene at the end that made me go, "Aw." So it was, it's a traditional romantic comedy, with hitting all of the familiar traditional beats. It's just that it's about a gay couple, so it's much more relatable to me, So I appreciated that, and it's great to see representation. And I was slightly concerned when I went to see it. I went on, I had Friday off work, so I went Friday afternoon to see a matinee, so that I could have a less crowded theater, for COVID and all. But then there was maybe 6 to 8 people in the theater. I didn't even think there were 10 or 12. It was not crowded, at all. And it was on a lot of screens. They had a lot of showings because they were expecting it to be really big. And I was just like, this does not bode well. But then out of curiosity, I checked the AMC app on Saturday afternoon. And that same showing at 2 o'clock was 80-90% sold out. And same with the 2:30 and even the 7:30 or 7:45 or whatever. They were all just jam-packed full of people. So I was like, yay. It was just that it was a Friday afternoon and I lucked into a nice empty theater because otherwise it would be super crowded, and that would be annoying. So hopefully it rakes in the dough, and we can have some more movies like this with representation, because it was good. My only complaint is that, like all of these Judd Apatow produced comedies, it's practically 2 hours long, and it doesn't need to be. I prefer my comedies to be, 90 minutes. A 90-minute comedy is kind of perfect. Maybe an hour, 40 minutes. Okay, sure. But when you push 2 hours, it just you don't need that much time to get your jokes across, And it just feels long and boring. This one doesn't feel long and boring. There are a couple of bits where you're just like, okay, can we move this along to the next stage of the rom-com trope cycle, please? Thank you. Because you know what's coming next, so it's just sort of can we just get there? There's only a couple of those spots where it sort of starts to feel a little bit long, but then it's funny, so you're like, okay, I'll allow it. It still could have lost 10 to 15 minutes, though. But yeah, it's great. Go see it. As for games, you might recall last episode when I was talking about Pokemon and how I went and beat the boss and then discovered, the story continues, and I was like, oh, there's more to do, lots more to do. I didn't touch Pokemon at all this week. I know. But the thing is, there's a good reason for it. I don't think I mentioned this before, but back in June, my husband and I adopted a guinea pig. The neighbors needed to find him a new home, so we took him in. His name is Bob, and he's adorable. But this past weekend, he had some kind of freak out, and he just started acting all off and weird, and I was very worried about him because he wasn't acting normal, and I didn't know what was wrong with him. And after a couple of days, I had to make a vet appointment and just to get him checked out, because I just needed to know if he was okay, and it was worth the money to find out that there's nothing wrong with him, just to know that he didn't injure himself and that he's not sick. He's just wonky in the head, I guess. But I was very worried about him, so I didn't want to play anything that I had to focus and concentrate on. So I was gonna go and play No Man's Sky and just find a tropical planet and wander around, and it'd be all soothing and pretty, and I could just sort of zone out. But then stupid PlayStation had to go and put one of those little ad news article icons at the bottom of the screen for this to announce that there was new DLC, free content for this game that I had just added to my library. I think it was last month. It was one of the PlayStation Plus games for last month. It's called Toem. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But I put it in my library because I was like, oh, okay, it looks cute, whatever, maybe I'll play it one day. But that reminded me of it, and I was like, you know what? This looks like exactly the kind of thing I need right now. So I downloaded it, and it's just a small indie game, so it downloaded really quickly, and I was able to start playing it right away, and oh my god, it was exactly what I needed. And it was so delightful that I've been playing it all week, even though I'm not stressed out anymore. I'm a little worried about him still because he's not completely normal yet. But, you know, basically this game, it's like a photographic adventure game. You're this little dude who goes and leaves his home to go, and your quest is to go through these different areas and work your way to see this magical event called Toem. And you have your little camera, and basically the premise of the game, like the gameplay is you walking around and exploring an area. It's from a top-down perspective, and then you can move the camera around to check out little nooks and crannies and stuff. And then you get, you know, requests from people, and you solve puzzles, and, you know, some people want to see pictures of specific things, so you take that picture and then you bring it to them. And you can also use your camera, you know, the camera goes into first person mode, and then you use that to solve the puzzles and take pictures of things for people. And then when you solve their puzzle or do their favor for them or whatever, they give you a stamp. And when you have enough stamps, you can get a free bus ticket to go to the next level area. And it's just the most delightful thing. This like soothing music plays in the background, and you just walk around and you pet the cats and the dogs, and you take pictures of the people, and it's just super cute. And I just adore it. I think I'm in like the last area, so I should be close to the end. But I have been trying, like, even once I have enough stamps to get the bus ticket, I've been doing the other favors that I can find and figure out. There have been a couple where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to take a picture of here. So I have to like figure it out. Mostly the puzzles are pretty straightforward. Like when they request something, you can go, oh, I know what I'm supposed to take a picture of. Like there's one guy that wants to picture these like, you know, cave painting things, and I cannot find the last one. I don't know where it is. But it's a lot of fun, and it's very charming, and it's very relaxing. There's no like, you know, you don't need sharp reflexes or anything, so it's great for me. So that's it for this week. I'm gonna go play some more of that, and probably next episode I'll give you my final thoughts on Toem and the ending and how it all works out. And then maybe I'll go back to Pokemon. I really hope so. I should. But we'll see. Who knows? I don't know. Bye!